So then, the British boxing scene is quite exciting at the moment, and I'm going to go through some of the great British prospects at the moment. So first, you've got Moses Itauma. He is currently 10-0 with 8 knockouts, and he's looking pretty good. He recently fought on the Derek Chisora versus Joe Joyce undercard, and he won by knockout, getting the retaining the WBO Intercontinental Heavyweight belt. It's not really much of a belt, but he hasn't really fought anyone of note yet, beating just mainly journeymen. He recently fought Marius Wash, which is probably his biggest win to date. He was a very experienced guy. And, it wasn't too bad of a win for him, but he was definitely out of his league. He hadn't had much amateur experience, only having 20 fights with 10 knockouts. And then moved on to the pros. He's been doing pretty good under Frank Warren. And he's got a lot of hype. He's fast, he's powerful, he's everything you need to be as a heavyweight. I think he could be fighting for a British title very soon. Sticking with the heavyweights, Johnny Fisher, who is similar to Itauma, maybe has a bit more fights. He's currently 12-0 with 11 KOs. And, he's very promising. He's promoted by Eddie Hearn, and he's got a big name because of his dad. And, he's a good speaker, and that's what you need in boxing right now. There's a lot of people like Shakur, Loma, well, they're not speaking, they're just doing the fighting, and they're saying, oh yeah, my skills can do the talking. The thing is, Mayweather, he actually did the talking and then did the skills. But instead of having an exciting fight, he'd have a very boring one, but the talking would back up for it. Instead, all these fighters are doing is not talking and winning, and then the people will be like, well, this is a boring fight, mate, I don't want to watch you. But Johnny Fisher does not have that. He's a very promising heavyweight. He's a good talker. And yeah, he's coming up good. His recent knockout against Alan Babbage was great. And he's fighting soon against Adri Rudenko in Sheffield, which I think he'll probably stop him again. And there's a possibility fight between him and Moses Itauma. Do they want to make that? It's probably not going to happen because promoters like to keep the fighters until they get to a title level. But they could be fighting for a British title, them two, because, they could be fighting Fraser Clark for it. There's a lot of good talent in the British heavyweight scene right now, fighting for British title level. But Johnny Fisher, he's got good talent, and I think he'll definitely get a British title, then we'll see where he goes after that. Moving on from the heavyweights, Adam Azim. He's slightly more experienced, but still very young at 22. He's in the super lightweight division, and yeah, he's very good and a very good talent, and he just doesn't have that big name yet. The good boxing fans will know, of course, who he is. He's promoted by Ben Shalom. There's been a bit of controversy with him recently because he did hold the European title, and Eddie Hearn's Dalton Smith was mandated to fight that title, and Ben Shalom backed out of the purse bids because he wanted to protect Adam Azim, because he thought Adam Azim ain't ready for Dalton Smith, which he probably isn't yet. But I think still Adam Azim is a very good fighter. He's 11-0, 8 knockouts, and he's, we haven't got many super lightweights and lightweights at the moment, but Adam Azim is definitely one of them, and I think he can get to the tops of boxing if he takes the right fights and he trains well. Vidal Riley is currently in one of the greatest divisions in British boxing, the cruiserweight, which is a stacked division. I think Vidal Riley has the potential to be a world champion. He's a bit underrated because people think he's just KSI's trainer, he's just a YouTuber, but he's a serious and good boxer. He was good in the amateurs, winning many national titles and ABAs. And he is a real challenger. He's currently the English title holder, and he's going to be fighting for the British very soon. I think he's going to be fighting Isaac Chamberlain for the British title. And yeah, he's a very promising fighter, and he's very fucking good. And if you haven't seen him and you're thinking, oh, Vidal, I heard he trained with KSI, go watch his fights. He's technically very sound. He can knock people out, but technically he's elite. At the British cruiserweight level, there's lots of fights he can make. Isaac Chamberlain, Chev Clark, Jack Massey. And he's up there with them people. I think Chev Clark could be a hard fight for him. I think he beats Isaac Chamberlain. I think he beats most of them. And I think right now he's probably at a European level. He just needs to get the fights into him. Because he had an injury against Michael Lawal for the English title, where he broke his rib in the first round and still fought on to win the fight unanimously. So I think he just needs to take some riskier fights so he can get, up to the British European level where he currently is right now. And the final fighter I want to give a little shout out to is David Adderley. He recently lost to Fabio Wardley in Riyadh, which was, his make or break fight. And I think he still can come back after this fight. He's a great fighter. 6'4". He's 27. Before this, he had 12 wins, 11 by knockout. In the Fabio Wardley fight, although he did lose, he did have his moments, but Fabio Wardley was very sharp on the night. Maybe the ref did stop the fight a bit too early, but I think David Adderley was going to lose that fight anyway because he was fighting it to on-form Fabio Wardley. I think what's next for David Adderley, I think he could be fighting Johnny Fisher, or maybe trying to get back in that. He's still in the British title picture, well in it. He just needs to, have a few more backup fights to, get his confidence back and then go back for that British title, because I think he does have the potential to, be doing something in British boxing. Thanks for watching, boys. Please like, subscribe, comment what you think about these prospects in this video. Comment if you think there is any others that I missed. I'll see you in the next one, boys. Peace.